guys, Towers here. Welcome back to DMZ. I ran off to a work call earlier, sorry about that. Try a different audio setup here. I don't know what channel the music in the cars is. I'm trying to turn that down. I want to keep the Juggernaut music though. Keep these on full and turn them down individually as we get in a car or somebody's playing music in it. We are continuing on trying to unlock the horizontal recoil muzzle device for the Geist, and we've got to get this thing to level 17, I believe. Level 17 on the SAB 50. Okay. This is not a weapon that I would use being on controller. Take a look at our contraband, see if we have any support weapons. This will be our main weapon, really. do something a little different. We're going to take in the armor box. I think I'm going to forgo a key just for extra bag space. Objective here is to level up the SAB 50 to at least level 17 so we can get that muzzle device for the Geist. Once we do that, we can drop that weapon as our insured and take out some extra contraband. Hopefully we'll find a medium bag early on, and later on a large bag. But it's almost a necessity to have a medium bag to go into Kosh solo. You're going to be needing all those slots for utility, for ammunition, keys, extra self-revives, and those 4 or 5 slots you get in a small bag, just don't cut it. As we get in game, I'm going to turn up my master game volume to 100%. It's at 12% right now, so I'll have a harder time hearing me in game. Because of the weird time of day, we're going to get a high ping lobby, it looks like. We'll see what the ping actually is once we get in game. I have the ping counter in the top left corner. Hoping for a spawn on the north side of the map for a Kosh entrance.
Welcome to Al Mazrah. Exploring, looting, and securing intel will open access to missions and targets. Expect resistance from local forces, and watch for other operators in the AO. Depositing cash at a dead drop will fast-track your weapon recovery. Hostile.
Somebody popped a UV right as I was entering Koche. Definitely would have shown up on that. Happy I didn't waste too much time on the top side. If you are experienced enough, you get a UV ping on me where I was, you should know that I'm at the Koche entrance. So if you're close enough, you can rush right into that.
Ultra One, we're getting comms interference. Advise you look for markings to navigate through the area. One, be advised, threats are moving. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. Ultra One, activity is increasing near your location. Stay alert. Ultra One, there's increased enemy activity in the area. Keep in contact. Ultra One, be advised. Hostile active. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. advised, threats are moving. Ultra One, activity has increased in the area. Keep your eyes open. seeing increased activity in the area. Stay sharp.
شو هاد؟
منيح. احكي. بعد الوضع. كل شيء منيح.
Ultra One, activity has increased in the area. Keep your eyes open.
رح بلش من هون.
Ultra One, be advised. Hostile active. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. Ultra One, be advised. Winds are picking up. Move to an extraction point. Ultra One, there's increased enemy activity. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. High winds are pushing in radiation. Start moving to an extract point. Ultra One, we have visual on your location. Got extracted. Good work.
Would have liked to pull out some contraband there. I did get that Bass P, but would have liked to drop something. Would have liked to drop the Bryson for something else. Double time, best first perk by a long shot. Only 3 more levels on the SAB 50. Might as well take in the Bryson again for bot control. Go ahead and run coach again here. Let's see if we should put anything on this. Might go for the 15-round mag. Definitely need an optic though. Go optic first. this looks like here. Feels okay. I don't think we're going to be doing any long-range sniping with this thing. It's fine for our purposes. There's 3 more levels. take in more cash this time, nearly at max wallet. I don't think I need a L2 card here. Did forget about dead dropping those weapons though. The damage profile of each weapon is different on bots versus enemy operators, and there are some weapons that have nearly identical damage profiles. Like, that's one of the reasons I really like the TAC-56. It's a very similar damage profile to tier 3 bots and enemy ops, and you may actually do more damage per round against a tier 3 bot than you would enemy operators, and you'll find several weapons like that. But I like the crossover between bot and player damage because it makes the weapon easier to get a hold of. It's a matter of consistency, so you always have a good idea of, it helps you manage your ammunition better. It helps your timing. If you know more precisely how much damage you're outputting, you'll know how many shots you need to hit to make an armor break or a down, and that'll help your timing as it relates to you peeking in and out of cover, repositioning, when to press the attack and when to retreat. So I know that even with only 10 or 11 shots in the magazine, I can still reliably get an armor break or maybe even a down on a player with the TAC-56. So that's pretty huge. That's, if you math that out in the magazine, that's like 5 or 6 armor breaks if you're hitting every single shot. But I mean, that's never going to happen. You're not going to be 100% accurate.
Welcome to Al Mazrah. Explore, secure intel, and loot to gain access to new missions. Enemy threat is high, so expect contact.
So we've got a team. It's a heavy PvP spawn right there.
Ultra One, enemy threat is moderate near your location.
العدو هون.
Ultra One, a heavily armored target is moving a weapons case through the area. We've tracked their location on your TAC map. Your call if you want to engage.
Attack here, while we're here. These robots. Didn't see me.
advised, you've got an enemy Bashara incoming.
Juggernaut will come down to that Koshe entrance. So just be aware of that. Can't believe those bots didn't light me up on the HVT platform. Got lucky with that attack. Should have taken the time to fix it at the workbench. Wasn't thinking about that. But it's an easy enough fix. I just take the thermal optic off and use that slot instead for AP, the AP ammo type. I'll keep the FTAC Ripper on there, or I'll switch it out for a Nexus to move at higher speed.
We've lost signal on your location.
So we still recognize people. He leave those tacticals often as we're loading into.
يمكن لقيت شيء.
Ultra One, be advised. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming.
حالك وين متخبي؟
Ultra One, activity is increasing near your location. Stay alert. Ultra One, be advised, threats are moving. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming.
عندنا خسائر كتير.
There's increased enemy activity in the area. Expect contact. Ultra One, be advised, threats are moving into the area. Ultra One, we're seeing increased activity in the area. Stay sharp.
بالخطوط الأمامية واحد ثالث أتمنى يطلع شي عدو
Be advised, hostile active. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming.
lots of loot here.
Ultra One, activity has increased in the area. Keep your eyes open.
شفت شيء؟ وين واحد من اخوانا؟ يلا بلش الضرب.
Enemy activity. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. Ultra One, activity is increasing near your location. Stay alert.
Tons of loot here.
Weapons. It's crazy. Let's see.
أخي كل شيء تمام.
Ultra One, be advised, threats are moving. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. There's increased enemy activity in the area. Expect contact.
قتل واحد منه.
Ultra One, we're seeing increased activity in the area. Stay sharp. Actual to Ultra One, winds are picking up in the AO. Advise you get to extraction before radiation moves in. Ultra One, be advised. Hostile activity. Ultra One, you've got hostile reinforcements incoming. Ultra One, be advised, radiation is pushing into the area. Recommend you move to an extract point. Ultra One, actual. Comms re-established. Extract.
Apologies for the extra loud noises at the end. They really overtuned that. It's way too loud. Those exfil sounds. Alright, so dropped our insured. We got 3 contraband out of it. Very good run. We didn't max out on the wallet or go over cap. That's always nice so you don't get hunted right at the start of a match. If you have a ton of money in your bag at the very beginning of any match, any raid, Vondel, Ashika, or Al Mazrah, you'll probably be the first one to be pinged if somebody picks up a hunt contract. It's a very basic tac build, but it is a tac, so it's a very strong weapon. We can build it out how we like at a workbench. This Bass P is one of the best 5 attachment ground loot weapons in the game. That's because it's a very strong weapon platform on its own, but the build itself is nice. do like it. And we got the high-rise tack out of it as well. And 2 levels away from max. I thought about maybe maxing it out, but really kind of ran out of doors down there, and I don't remember seeing L2 cards. I might have had them back in my spawn, but I didn't want to backtrack that far, / I forgot about it, so it's probably what happened in the last match as well. I would have liked to take out those L2 cards for future regains. This was one of the attacks that we pulled out. It's a very basic build. You don't want that optic on there. You want to run the iron sights on the tack. Save that slot for the 60 round magazine option or armor piercing ammo type. This ported muzzle device is good. It's comes locked by default. I'm not sure what the unlock is. We can check that real quick. Let's see here. Not sure what I did to unlock that, but I think this is the one here. Gives you vertical, but you know, you really want to go for horizontal, because you can always pull straight down on your mouse or on your view stick. But let's go to our Geist build and let's adjust it now that we have our desired muzzle device. And what we'll do actually is we'll keep this as it is, and then we'll use our second insured slot to check between the two. I think when you unlock something, it puts it yeah, where it should be. Alright, TY LR8. So, oh, I forgot to. Let's see here. To open that up, switch, put that on, save as a Mark III. Alright, so we got our two different muzzle devices. You can see that left-right bounciness. Find that if you're having trouble with the recoil on an automatic weapon, just go ahead and strafe, continue to keep strafing left and right for as long as you can, given your cover or firing position. It doesn't matter so much on very close targets, but the farther out you get, so we need to pull down and to the right to compensate for that. So this is our new muzzle device. And you guys can see that it's a lot more straight up and down. Go here on the glass. May not be that noticeable, but it does actually feel a lot better. You can kind of see that more severe curve up and to the left, especially on the second half of the magazine. And you can see here where this should be right about here, but it actually jumped over to the right. And that's with the new muzzle device there. It's a much more straight line. It becomes tricky when you're trying to hold an angle like this, like say these two guys are live and you're trying to get this back target for whatever reason. You don't want to go fully out of cover. And expose yourself. Trying to like stay in one spot. So instead of strafing all the way left, we're kind of like trying to circle in this one spot to engage that rotational aim assist. Without exposing ourselves to these other shooters. Rather than doing something like that where you're like probably a little bit more accurate, but now you're taking damage as well as dealing damage. find yourself, in fire, you're pulling off to the right or left, and you can't quite seem to get it back on target, just pull yourself out of ADS and recenter. My centering was poor, and I centered kind of far off to the right, so I just went ahead and pulled myself out of ADS and recentered. I think in real life, the Geist is the Israeli Tavor. And you'll never find the Geist as a ground loot weapon. It's one of those weapons, I think it was released with the ISO 9, maybe, towards the tail end of the update cycle in the game, like Season 5 or 6. And you'll just never find it as a ground loot weapon because of that. It was like a bundle-only weapon. And I unlocked it because I pulled it off a dead guy. So because of that, because it's not a ground loot weapon, it's only possible to take it in as an insured weapon. And so you'll very rarely find guys running that, or you'll very rarely find it on a player. It's not a very popular AR, but I like it. It's a 7.62 weapon. It hits very hard, especially at close to medium ranges. And what I'm doing with a lot of guys have trouble building it for accuracy. So, most guys are probably using it. If they're trying to hit a target at like 30 meters, they're missing most of their shots. And but I've found a way to build this thing for recoil to mitigate its left and right kind of random horizontal bounciness. And I'll show you the build again. So it's not now it's updated. We have so this is more of a finalized build. We're using the iron sights because it's a very good iron sight picture, and it's going to give you the fastest ADS time, not using any optic whatsoever. And it has this like white bit of paint on the very end of the front sight post, so it actually contrasts pretty well with a laser. And you have to run the biggest mag possible without hindering your weapons handling too badly. So in this case, this is going to be the largest mag, the 45 round mag. It does have this single tap mod, the single capacity 10 round mag. Changes the firing mode to semi-auto only. You do far more damage per round with this thing, but with this attachment, but it's not worth it. It's this gun is not, you know, it's not a battle rifle. You don't want to use it like that. The other, you know, it's going to come with a, let's see, I think it's 30 rounds. Yeah, 30 rounds by default. But you're going to want to bump that up. You're going to definitely need those 15 extra rounds. We're choosing to go with the armor piercing ammo type attachment to just output as much damage as possible through what would otherwise be like, you know, hard or semi-hard cover. Even without the ammo type, you're going to be able to penetrate hard cover, but you're not going to be delivering as much damage on the other end of that piece of cover as you would be with your armor piercing rounds, and it has a nice bonus of doing extra damage to vehicles. That's going to really matter on light vehicles, and especially like light helos. You're going to be able to take those things out of the sky a lot quicker with AP rounds attached, and you're going to be able to even punch through the heavier armor of like an LTV and get bullet penetration damage on, if they still have the doors attached, you'll be able to shoot through the doors and start doing damage to the players themselves. And we're using a heavy barrel. There are several heavy barrel options on this thing. This is like an extra heavy barrel, but the ADS drawback you're going to get with lost ADS time, I don't think it's worth it on this thing. Even with a laser, even with iron sights having the fastest possible ADS time, it's just a little too slow. And so I think the Bridle 60 is just fine. It's not going to impact your, you can see it's a huge drawback to the handling characteristics if you use the Bridle Heavy. And we've just gotten our horizontal recoil muzzle device compensator, so that's going to help a lot. Previously I was using this Freight 40 barrel, and that seemed to help. It says it has a lot of recoil control on the bar graph, but I think most of that's coming from the hip fire, which is not something that you're going to be concerned about with an AR. You're not really going to be using hip fire at all, and you should not be using hip fire with an AR. You should be using your, you know, your shotgun or your SMG or whatnot, your close range weapon for hip fire. And I don't think these other, you don't want a short barrel on the AR. Less damage range, worse bullet velocity, and this is a long barrel, so you do get more damage range and bullet velo, but you're not going to get any recoil control, so you're not going to be taking advantage of, you know, you're going to be missing those shots that you would otherwise be hitting with like the heavy barrel. So even if your, you know, per round damage is astronomical, it doesn't matter if those shots don't connect to the target. And then finally, just to speed things up and to kind of lean into the weapon's natural mobility as a bullpup, and to compensate for our magazine, our muzzle device, and our heavy barrel, we have the VLK laser, an ADS laser. It's going to give you a lot of ADS time back. It's also going to give you aiming stability. Which is I don't know the exact definition of the stat, but it really does seem to kind of impact basically your recoil. So that is kind of a more finalized build, and I don't have any tuning on the weapon yet. I'll have to work on that next. Probably go for tuning on. We might be able to sacrifice a little ADS time for recoil stabilization, or maybe sacrifice some aiming idle stability for recoil control, but those are kind of both recoil stats, so it's really, you know, we're not pulling too much away until very deep into the graph. We're actually gaining a lot of recoil and not losing that accuracy, so that might be worth it actually. You can see if we really slam it, we will get some drawback on the accuracy, but before we even start getting negatives, we start gaining positives. It seems to be right about there is a sweet spot. And I'm just looking at that graph in the center. So that could definitely be something we look at. Recoil control is the most important stat. Whenever it's available, you want to build for that, whether you be on whatever your input is, whether it be mouse and key or controller. And bridle 60. Probably don't want to sacrifice any ADS time for increased damage range, but we could maybe slam it towards recoil steadiness and away from aim walking speed. We don't really seem to be losing too much. That looks like the diminishing returns wall right about there, where we're not really gaining any more recoil, but graph is moving for the positive towards handling and mobility, but that could just be you know, that could not be reflected in the reality of the build. So we'll save that Mark III, and we will actually delete the Mark II. As it's an overall improvement. We don't need to accidentally select a worse build. And now we're essentially at wallet cap. We're only about like a little bit more than 20k away from wallet cap, so we don't need to worry about regaining any more cash. We actually need to start spending that cash on building out our contraband at a workbench. So what I'll do later is I will take a look at my contraband, and for example this Icarus here, it actually already has one of my preferred attachments, the Demo Precision Elite Factory Stock, and it does have a muzzle device on there, but it's not my preferred muzzle device for my build for this weapon. Might end up keeping it just to save some cash, but I would like to build each piece of contraband exactly as I have it saved in my blueprints let's see, LMGs, Icarus. So this is the newest build that we're working on here, this Mark IV. Let's see what, the Komodo Heavy. So let me see if I actually have, let's see, I think it was the crown. So the crown gives you both vertical and horizontal, gives you more horizontal, but I'm only concerned with horizontal. And so if an attachment is giving you like two pieces of recoil, like both vertical and horizontal, it's not going to give you the most of either. So if you wanted more vertical, you would go for like the ported 290, and if you wanted more horizontal, you'd go for the Komodo Heavy. That's going to give you more of each, rather than splitting the difference and giving you kind of half of both. I was just looking to see here if the TY LR8 was available, but I guess it's not for this platform. Yeah, so we'll just keep the Komodo Heavy. We've kind of lightened up the build and actually improved on the recoil a lot, so we've gotten more recoil control and more mobility. Previously I was using the 16-inch barrel on here, and it's nice to have extra damage range and bullet velo, but if those shots aren't connecting, it doesn't matter at all how far the damage will reach out to. But I'll take a look at the contraband. I'll go back into my my build, kind of memorize all of the attachments. So for that contraband Icarus, I know I have one attachment on there already that I want. So basically at that point it's already a one attachment gun. I only have to concern myself with the remaining 4 attachments. The recoil rear grip, the biggest possible mag on this thing, AP rounds, and I want to get my Komodo Heavy muzzle device on there. And I'll do that with each one of these contraband weapons in time, and I'll prioritize the ARs and the LMGs to build those out first, because I've become very comfortable with using ground loot Vaznevs, the ones that the bots drop, the stockless ones, and so I don't have any of those. I don't need to, you know, take up my contraband slots with bot Vaznevs. I know there's going to be an endless supply of those things in Al Mazrah. But I'll show you the 2 builds I have for the Vaznev. One's an ADS build here. This has a longer, heavier barrel. It has an ADS laser on it, and it has an angled foregrip. And we're always going to be running the Lacerda compensator on this thing, and I believe the Lacerda only gives you horizontal. And then the other build is a hipfire build, and this is like a very high mobility hipfire build, and we're going to actually keep the stockless mod on this version, and instead of an angled foregrip, we're going for a vertical foregrip for even better hipfire. And we have a hipfire laser, the Grimline. And just to quickly show you the difference between the two in terms of, I'm going to show you the reticle difference between the two. So this reticle is like more typical. It's probably smaller than in like a ground loot Vaznev, but the crosshairs there in the middle of the screen, they kind of get bigger as I'm moving around. That's actually reflective of the recoil spread of the weapon. So if I start firing here in hip fire, the crosshairs are going to widen out, kind of bounce inside. I'm firing in full auto. So that's already 3 or 4 mags deep, and I'm not yet killed this guy at the most of those shots are missing. But even at 10 meters with an ADS build, I want to be like locked in here. But I'm still hitting a considerable amount of shots in hip fire. But if I go into the hip fire build, you can see how tight that reticle is. So that was only like, really like 1.5 or 2 mags on that guy. And he's like one shot right now. If I get... But as you can see at closer ranges, the hip fire is very accurate. Out to like 20 meters, that hip fire is still really good. So you can kind of hip fire toggle this thing. And with the ADS build, I can reach out to almost like AR distances. But I like this hipfire build that I've been running because it allows me to fight with much more confidence in close quarters, like inside buildings. And I'm not a shotgun guy. I don't really like the play style, and I'm definitely not a one-shot shotgun user. So I'd rather be kind of playing it like that and still be able to reach out a little bit at longer distances. See if I can kind of slide in on this guy. But I've been using this hipfire build in conjunction with LMGs because you don't want to be stuck with an LMG as your only weapon, and you want to have something to be able to fight at range with, even at close quarters. You don't want to have to rely on your throwing knives. You've only got 2 chances to hit a throwing knife, and once your throwing knives are gone, your melee becomes weaker damage-wise. Your melee just goes back to like a buttstock hit. just like you swinging with your weapon. But anyway, those are the two Vaznev builds I've been working on. I haven't really ran the ADS build too much. That might be a weapon I take in as an only weapon. Be kind of a blend between an SMG and like a shorter range AR, kind of like a cast-off 74U. But guys, I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to resume later today. But I appreciate you guys tagging along. I hope you had fun. I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one.